now the front of the line. This is now the back. We're going to be moving inside. I'm going to give a brief explanation of all of our rockets in the rocket garden. Excellent time for photo opportunities with the sunset in the background. And all the rockets. So very quickly, I'm going to explain all the manned space program rockets we have here in our rocket garden. One person sat in the Mercury capsule. Now after that we developed the Gemini program. Gemini's Latin for twins. So how many people sat in that capsule? Our Gemini capsule is perched atop that Gemini Titan rocket. It has a black capsule at the top, a thin tan ring just close to the top, and it is black, white, and silver. It also has two twin motors on the bottom, and it's my personal favorite rocket because they actually took the time to paint the rocket nozzles. And those burn up during re-entry. All of these rockets here are not reusable. The first stage falls back into the Atlantic Ocean and becomes part of NASA's coral reef restoration. Yeah, that's a legitimate program. 8,000 pounds of thrust. Gemini Titan, part of our Gemini program, 400,000 pounds of thrust. Saturn 1B, 1.5 million. Space Shuttle, 6.5 million. Saturn V, 7.5 million. If you think this is tall, or the shuttle stack, that big port shuttle tank with the two solid rocket boosters is tall, put two of those shuttle stacks on top of each other and that's still not as tall as Saturn V.
One of those first group of space shuttle astronauts. He's flown into space not once, not twice, but over 7 times in space.
Well, congratulations to all of the leaders and parents for supporting your youngsters by providing them with an excellent opportunity to learn more about our country's space program. I love talking to young people because when I was a young person, I started to think about what I wanted to do when I grew up. And I started making scrapbooks about maybe launching rockets and satellites in space someday. And my mom helped me cut those out and place them into the scrapbook. And I decided then and there in the 4th grade that I was going to go to Purdue University in my home state of Indiana, that I was going to become an engineer, and that I was going to get involved in our country's space program. And everything I did from then on, all the courses I took in school, all the work I did on farms and other places to make money at $1 an hour for being a really great salary, went into a special account, and I really applied myself. I didn't veer or give up on my goals, even when I didn't get selected into test pilot school the first time, or when I didn't get selected into the astronaut office the first time. I kept trying harder until I ultimately got selected. And I think that's what young people need to hear, is that you need to have goals for yourself. You need to study hard to prepare yourself. You need to work hard to gain as much knowledge and experience and demonstrate that you can get the job done. And you have to not give up too easily, because too many people give up too easily, and they never become those overnight successes that took 20 years to become successful. If you gain nothing else out of this weekend, I hope you understand that much. And I hope that you will learn a lot more than that. So this evening, what we're going to do is I'm going to narrate a video from my 2nd space shuttle. All of us are in orange launch and entry suits and getting into this little bus that you can see over in the museum here by the... It was a very exciting ride. By the time we cleared the launch pad, we were already going faster than 100 miles per hour. And in 40 seconds, going straight up, basically, the space shuttle had been propelled to faster than the speed of sound. We had over 1 million pounds of rocket propellant on each of those large white boosters, and in the first 2 minutes, we consumed all that fuel.
What do you think? You having a good day?
If I had this, when I would climb up this whole thing.
Think about the rockets, buddy.
Not bad.
I didn't even know there was a building 36. Must be important. Everyone's here. We got propulsion, aerothermal, flight dynamics.
Anyone know why we're here?
For this. Giving you a lot of information, so the chances are all the questions that you have will be answered 99.99% of them. Reinforced ground compartment is basically a man-made diamond. Now that man-made diamond is anywhere from 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch thick, and that one panel of the brains of the nose alone costs $5 million. It's also the most heat-resistant part of the shuttle. It can also be found on the leading edge of the wing. These are the two areas that encounter the most heat. If you have a question, save it towards the end. Because all the sand on the very top layer dissipates or absorbs all of the heat and does not go down any farther than that. So that's how roughly the silicon works on the orbiter. Here, let me tell you. So there's 10% silicon, the other 10% is air. Actually, air is actually Alright, and we don't have any more fuels. We use these compressors right here. I was going to have to guess the fuels are, but you're not going to guess that we're going to be wrong. No. So on a metal hydrogen and seeing that shiny looking stone, chances are some of that was quartz. The only difference between that and what you find in the gift shop is we pound it down into a very, very fine powder and we weave strings out of them. We then use those strings to make blankets. So unlike the blankets here on Earth, these won't catch on fire. And also, he asked, why is it?
I asked why.
Why is it on an angle? Each one of our 3 surviving orbiters is displayed differently, or will be in the future. Space Shuttle Discovery is in Washington, D.C. in the Smithsonian. It's displayed just like it lands after coming into mission. Atlantis is displayed in flight with the payload bay doors open. No other orbiter is displayed like this. And Space Shuttle Endeavour next year will be mounted to the last surviving external tank installed rocket boosters and will be displayed just like it does before launch. In all honesty, if you get the chance to go to California when it's done, that's going to be incredible. It stands 186 feet tall. At least Space Shuttle Endeavour is the youngest. I don't know the backstory behind this one. Unfortunately, I've yet to get anyone to confirm the stories. But it's the youngest. Any guesses? Starts with an L. It's 2 words. Lady Gaga.
Ah!
Yes. So it took more than one coat of paint to get that bright white. So, long story short, we used 500 pounds of paint to paint it white. If you look at the outside of the nozzles here, you'll see hoses wrapped around them. That's part of the regenerative cooling system. As I said earlier, the fuels are stored sub-zero, so they're really cool. The fuel wraps around the outside of the nozzle before it actually enters the motor to keep the nozzle cool. Now here's why I'm telling you all of this. It's a lot to take in, but here's why. In the event where the cooling system fails for a split second, the rocket motors are so powerful they will tear themselves to shreds. I think that is freaking awesome. Salt. If I wanted to break the bond, I would use salt. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass it around and let everybody touch it. Again, it is just water. Do not eat it. Do not. 2 fingers, you may touch it very lightly. It feels like... What I'm going to do is I'm going to combine these two. We're going to count for a minute. 1, 2, 3. You're fine. You can go sit back there.
You won. I'm good.
Or less than 24 inches, it's disqualified. Sorry.
Can I make it last? Look, you put it through a hole.
1, 2, 3, good for 2. 1, 2, 3, good for 4. 1, 2, 3, good for 6. 1, 2, 3, good for 8. 1, 2, 3, good for 10.
You're gonna make it.
1, 2, 3, good for 12. I've been working here for 2 years, so give yourself a round of applause.
Alright. Dylan, what do you say, buddy? Hello? Say goodnight.
Good night.
I would have my fudge right now.
Look excited. Breakfast?
Yes.
Are you having fun today?
No, but I really do hope to have eggs and bacon. That's my favorite breakfast.
How about green eggs and ham?
And also ham.
You want some astronaut tang?
Yeah, I don't know.
What did you like best about yesterday?
The slide. Hello?
Where are we at?
We're at Space Shuttle in the Space Shuttle.
How's the astronaut been treated?
Question. How many of you, this was your first time sleeping under a real orbiter? Or any of you, wow, look at those numbers, wow, on there. And on July 20th, 1969, we walked on the moon.
Welcome to NASA.
All right. Yep.
3, 2, 1, get ready.
space exploration looks pretty good, doesn't it? But it's not just about cool rockets and high-tech gadgets. It's about people. And it's one of the great adventures of all time. Welcome to Explorers Wanted. Here, you can see what's happening at NASA today.
Life on ISS is all about getting the job done and having a little fun. And nationality is mostly about tasting each other's food.
Space ice cream.
Today, the VAB is being updated to assemble our next human-rated launch vehicle.
Track vehicle in the world. There's only 2 of them, and we got them both here. You'll see the other one in a few minutes. It weighs 6 million pounds. It'll pick up and transport almost 4 times that much. Pedestals, and it'll work the same way. That crawler will come over here, get underneath it, pick the whole thing up.
Why choose this as our goal? And they may well ask, why climb the highest mountain? Why 35 years ago, fly the Atlantic? Why does Rice play Texas? We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon.
Risen from the ashes of Apollo 1, the first Apollo crew did not die in vain. This was to be their testament. "36 stories high, she had been fully fueled throughout the night. The liquid oxygen in her tanks caused ice to form on the outside of the craft. The extreme temperature differences between the air and the sub-zero fuel caused the metal skin of the rocket to expand and contract. Everyone was on the pad agreed. It was as though the rocket was alive, breathing, straining at the leash. Mankind is about to leave his planet behind and journey to another. It is one of those rare moments when history is not being made, destiny is being embraced.
moon, and the astronauts returning safely to the Earth. I know. I'm Jim Lovell, and I was one of the crew of this spacecraft, Apollo 8. We were the first men to see the surface of the moon from just a few miles away. But it was the hundreds of thousands of men and women who worked in that team, and the millions of people who supported the mission that really made it possible. That way, I guess, we all went to the moon. Now, on the other side of those doors, you'll find an actual Saturn V moon rocket. It's still the most powerful, the most complex machine ever built. And I guess it's the only one that can take you to another planet. I actually got to fly one on a second flight to the moon called Apollo 13. But that's another story.
Question, what is this little rocket on top of the capsule? What is that?
Is the thing at the very top?
Yes, what is that?
I have no idea.
In case the big rocket blows up, what does that do?
Oh, yeah, that goes up and that unattaches and that they break apart and then they go in.
Okay, so that rocket pulls the capsule up and saves the astronauts.
Wake up.
All right, jump around, enjoy yourself, jump side to side, side to side. There we go. All right.
Here is an Atlas V rocket launched at pad 41. The other big rocket we use here is called the Delta IV, and it's on pad 37. Those are the active current issues. Now, we do launch something every month. A satellite, a probe, a rover, a supply ship to the International Space Station. We have 1, 2, sometimes 3 launches a month. We just had a launch last Monday. So, and we're getting ready for another launch that'll probably take place on November 15th. But every month we're launching something. Falcon 9 rocket lifted off pad 39A. Within about 6 minutes, after it launches, the core stage disconnects from the upper stage. Core stage kind of does a U-turn, starts its return back to Earth. But the upper stage keeps going with the satellite. It takes about 30-40 minutes for it to finally deploy the satellite. Core stage comes back, and here it goes. Landing on the launch. Pretty neat stuff, huh? That's within 10 minutes after the launch. Okay, now, the reason they do this, SpaceX has developed this particular technology so they can reuse the rocket. These are called grid fins. 4 of them, they pop out, they help guide it down. The engines are pulsing too because you have to guide back down. So there you are, camera on a rocket. You're high up, there's the curvature of the Earth, but you're gonna come down real quick. You're gonna go through the clouds. And here comes the barge. You are back on Earth. How about that? Pretty cool. accomplish. We can do it all from here. Sending our astronauts directly from here once again to get to the space station. We have 4 astronauts that used to be on the shuttle, and we're training them so they can fly the new vehicles. Cargo ships, everything's got to be shipped up to the space station from Earth. So we have 4 vehicles that rotate throughout the year. Russian vehicle is called Progress. The vehicle from Japan, HTV.
The moon just doesn't sit there and look pretty. It actually helps our Earth. We're a big station around the moon, not around the Earth, like the space station is now, but around the moon. And they will do missions on the surface, do some things.
Okay.
It's 100,000 light years across. A truly awesome example of what we can achieve when we work together.
There they are. Hey, hey! You're hung up in cold.
Already on board to welcome the new arrivals.
Earth majestically flowing by, and it was like a river. And you know, I don't know what happiness is, but I was definitely happy at that time.
How do you see the cupola?
The cupola is a magical window, unlike any other, on the spectacle of our Earth.
We lost a 14-inch torque wrench, and it was gone for 5 weeks. It just floated off, I guess, and went in some little nook and cranny somewhere, hit itself, and it finally reappeared one day. Almost 300 degrees on the sun side of the space station. You get in the shade, it's minus 275 degrees. You feel that inside the city.
The outside of the space station is not just a sidewalk, it's a jungle of wires and equipment and metal bars and trusses. Well, if you accidentally sliced your glove or your spacesuit on one of those sharp edges, that could create a leak. And if that leak were big enough, you would die.
The hardest thing during a spacewalk for me is getting out of the hut. Well, I speak 3 languages. I speak English, Russian, and Tennessee. As you're learning Russian, they say the first 10 years is the hardest. That's a fact. And then all of a sudden, the day arrives, boom, and it's time to go home.
The Soyuz spacecraft is ready to take Butch, Sasha, and Yelena home.
See, I'm working on the bathroom, and there's a lot of plumbing and valves and systems that I was changing all while Samantha's exercising there. It's a busy place, but it's important to keep this equipment working.
All right, Samantha, I'm going to put the final clip in here, and
I kept joking that he wouldn't be qualified for his flight unless he came with me to my hairdresser to learn how to cut my hair.
all the things we do as astronauts, this scares me the most.
For the crews that live on the station, one of the most important things of all is being able to see, from day to day, what we down here on the ground can't see so clearly. What is happening to our Earth, and how we are changing it. The researchers can study how they're affected by long-term space travel. Astronauts often remark that you don't see any national borders from space. But there are exceptions. The strand of orange light dividing the view is the border separating Pakistan from India.
Wish that there weren't issues, but there are. We have different ideals and different mindsets, and it causes us to have the border. That is sad.
The most noticeable border at night is between North and South Korea.
Seoul, South Korea is one of the brightest, most vibrant cities on the planet. The whole South Korean country is lit up. And then there's this line of the border in this complete darkness of North Korea with a few little white lights where Pyongyang is. But there's a similar number of people on both sides of the border, and you can really see the difference between how people live.
What kind of rocket do you have?
An Apollo 3.
Nice, I like that.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Blast off. Becoming a spacewalker.
Oh yeah?
Running to the star. By astronaut Joey Elwas.
Let me see his autograph.
I got an autograph from him.
You got an autograph from a real live astronaut. That's nice.
Hey, Apollo.
Apollo, what do you think? You like that?
Yes, he does a great job.
All right, hey, thanks. Thanks for the nachos.
Thank you. You all enjoyed glad you enjoyed last night.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Praise the Lord.
Amen.